sometime. Picking up the parts of all my life. Didn't get to solve it this time. How am I to break apart? Don't tell me why we can't collide. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Don't you feel it? Don't you feel it? On the break of dawn,
Here we go.
I won't complain about mine.
All right.
I guess what you guys are
Lefty's here.
saying is that you had pizza for breakfast, I guess, or something.
Or there's always breakfast pizza, which is delicious.
Cultural barbars.
At least today's ride is not going to be boring.
I mean, in terms of sprint segments, yes, that's for sure.
If you're always doing Tempest, of course, but
Pink is referring to my 1 hour a day rides with Coco that are boring. I'll get out.
I was yawning when looking at that. I was like, ah.
Hey, it's only boring if you're not looking at my weight loss graph. I mean, that's just slightly more boring.
Oh, that's even more boring. What's more boring is, wait, my leg's not warmed up yet. We're already going at it.
Sacre, Bleu.
Right?
I think I've only done this route like one other time. That was when it was like, complete all the routes, get extra points.
I haven't done this one yet. It's the longest of the new routes.
Oh, I don't think I have either. Yeah, 72K.
Actually, it might be the longest on France. I think
I don't really remember much about it other than it was
it's very
like,
flat.
Yeah.
No, it's not very flat because it has 1,000 feet of climbing.
It doesn't have petite. It only has the aqueduct.
Hey
It
guys,
stays away from the petite.
Morning, Miles.
Is
Morning.
that a rule that we always finish the lap after the 100K, or?
I hope not. That's a terrible rule. Who made that?
Yeah, no finishing half laps. You have to go 144 today.
It'll be slightly less because of the lead in.
Oh yeah, there you go. So maybe like 142.
So, Miles, was your mom and dad a very dedicated cyclist? Is that why they named you Miles?
no. my dad liked Miles Davis, and then I don't know why. It's the reason. So no.
Something with a Y threw me off. That's why it took me like 2 months to make that joke.
It was worth it. It was good.
I only say that because we were teasing a gal we ride with that she should name her kid Miles because she rode her bike to the hospital to give birth and got a top 10 segment on the way there.
No way.
That's probably worth
serious.
it. Yeah, it's
Ufa,
probably worth it.
You can confirm, right? Ufa?
Yes. Some years ago, but it's okay. And it was like below sub-zeros in our temperatures, wasn't it? I can confirm that Justin doesn't make up his own jokes in the Comptonless book. So.
We both don't make up our own jokes.
Have asked me if my parents named me just in case. No, they named me Justin Other Wagner because I'm number 5 of 8.
Just in time.
Exactly. He knows all the jokes.
I think it's we're related by name, not by blood.
When you spell musketeers backwards, it looks like it's a Nordic word. That's what we learned today.
It also looks like the medical name for the Sacre. Speaking of which, my friend came back from Australia and gave my family a little coin pouch. And we're like, oh, that's cute. He's like, yeah, read it closer. Huh? Made from authentic Australian kangaroo scrotum. Oh boy. Oh boy. There you go. Right place to keep your coins.
You know
And I just got banned on Twitch.
Sorry. Do you have an ETA today?
Yeah, there is
Not
one.
yet.
There is one that exists.
Somewhere.
Is it known and accurate? No, but there is one. I'm gonna guess under 3 hours.
I wanna aim for under 2:45.
All right. The first bet is going out for 245. Do I see 244? Anybody for 244? I got 245 for $500. Who wants for 750? Going once.
Hey, give me one, give me one, give me one, 20.
44?
I like that twang, Eric, because it added another element I didn't quite have.
Step right up, folks. We got a beautiful ride ETA here this morning. Can I get a 240? 240 in the room. 1, 2.
Oh man, I love this.
Don't be stingy now. These kids are needy.
All right, we're back on the old road.
When Eric says there will be a lot of power up, does that mean every banner there's gonna be a power up?
Yes,
Guaranteed.
sir. Well, as
And I
long as you use your previous power up, then yes.
Okay.
Fact.
Alright, great. What's the coffee power up? Just kidding.
Just don't use that one. It's worthless.
What the burrito power up? Just kidding.
All right, I need a ruling on something. And
Why are you trying to measure it? Oh.
There's a South Park episode about that. So, over Memorial Day weekend, I decided to take some extra time off of work and go see my parents, because I haven't seen them for a long time. But I'll be gone for like 4 days. And I was like, boy, that's a long time to miss riding. But
Yeah, you can use the Ant Plus emulator. It's fine. Oh wait, that's not what you're asking. Oh, sorry.
no, I figured since I just had this lift frame and the kicker core and an iPad, it's pretty easy to just throw it in the back of the truck and take it with me. My wife thinks I'm crazy.
Thus
Is that
begins the
crazy?
slippery slope. Who has not done this?
Yeah, that's the question.
I don't own a truck, so I didn't do it.
I use them when I don't ride.
I did the measurements, and the Zwift frame will fit perfectly in my back seats.
It is a small bike.
Yeah. I was like, and all I need is my iPad, and I'm basically good to go. But my
I mean, I
wife
could do
thinks
it.
I'm crazy and has an issue.
Now that outdoor rides count, as long as you record them in Garmin or Wahoo, it's harder to make the case.
Well,
But
keep in mind I have no bike with actual wheels.
all right, we support your decision then.
Perfect, that's all I needed. I'll tell my wife
Yeah.
that the council said yes.
Yeah.
The council.
Another thing I do is no fit file tool.
She's decided I'm completely nuts.
Well, we didn't disagree with that.
Well, yes, me join,
And I don't disagree with it either.
Yeah, join the club. My wife thinks I'm nuts as well.
So the other thing I do, I go to, when I don't ride, I go to fit file tool. I find like a 350 plus mile ride, download it, change the time, and upload it to Strava and Wahoo. There's just says I rode. So, is that cheating? No one will know.
You're only cheating yourself.
Yes. It is cheating. Yourself?
Now we know. Now we know.
Casey, your question reminded me one time when my brother went on a little bit of a loopy streak, and he was dressing only in saran wrap, and we were like, okay, this has got to stop. So we sent him to a psychiatrist, and he was talking to the psychiatrist. And after a while, the psychiatrist says, well, one thing's for sure, I can clearly see your nuts.
That's good.
I know that
That's
joke.
good.
That's funny.
And
I
that. It's jokes like that. That's why I love the Thursday ride.
Yeah.
Justin has hit his 3 genitalia joke in under 13 minutes this week. That's you've hit the quota.
Yeah, now you were going something medical there, Justin. So I beat up with him. I should know better at this point.
Come for the kilometers, stay for the nut jokes.
Oh wait, I read it. Sorry, U.S. people. You can't erase the mile.
Man.
When I was a teenager, that's when I first learned that joke. And when I was retelling it, I was so excited to tell it that I replaced nuts with balls. And my siblings were like, you just blew the whole joke, dude. You missed the double meaning entirely, just to say that word.
Oh man, I wish I wasn't an only child just so I could tell that joke and people would believe me.
You could use your uncle, your dad,
Well,
your boss.
whew. It would fit with my uncle and my mom's side. That'd do crazy. In a good way. But still, yeah, he's nuts.
No.
He's the kind of weird, crazy aunt and uncle pair that, like, I'll randomly get a photo from my wife's aunt of my uncle smoking a joint in underwear that's just a pot leaf on the underwear. Just random. They're living their life in Arizona. It's, I don't even know what to say. I know he'll answer in the chat, but his average was stupidly insane for that 24 hours.
Yeah,
I remember I occasionally jumped down the live stream to like watch it, and that dude was just holding the same cadence, same wattage every time.
yeah.
I wouldn't be
Kind
able
of a
to do
lower
shit.
cadence too, right? His average cadence was like 75 or something.
I think it was lower than that, like 64.
Yeah, it was down in the 60s towards the end, but he maintained the 70 for most of it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Because when you watch the live stream, you see him pedaling, you're like, that dude's going slow. But then when you jump in on Zwift and join the group, you're like, okay, this dude's killing me.
Eric, I hope
Expect
you
nothing
saw.
less from you, Wagz.
I hope you saw you got trolled.
Oh, I saw it, sir.
Yeah.
The worst thing is that I had to proofread that article. It took me like 6 hours. It was long. I told Lefty it's fitting that him setting a 24-hour long ride effort, he would
Took 24 hours.
he would
to
write the
read.
longest post in the history of Swift Insider.
Oh, was it the one that he wrote?
Yeah,
Is that also
he
a world
published
record?
it yesterday.
It was,
It might be.
it was a lot longer. A few of us helped him focus it down, let's say.
Yeah, I kind of stopped reading 3/4 of the way through.
Yeah, for me, the interesting part was the end of it where he talks about the actual ride.
Yeah.
You mean you read past the 480 sponsor shoutouts?
Yeah.
I mean, it is interesting to like read about like his caloric intake and whatnot, which is just insane.
Justin, this is your Formula 369 cube.
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't have to. He did it. Lefty did it himself in the article. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe he's sponsored. Should let him do the plugging.
Yeah. Yeah, they sponsor him now.
As they should.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, he might as well get like a 50-pound feed bag and hook it up to his mouth with a straw.
He had, I think, like 20 pounds of powder that he went through that day.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Because he mixes his bottles pretty thick, doesn't he? Like, we're talking like 4 or 5 scoops.
He said he was ingesting 800 calories an hour. So that's like,
And at 800 calories an hour, he was still going negative, like 200 calories or something like that.
Yeah, he's still negative.
I really don't know how he didn't pee more.
I didn't what?
Or he didn't have to go to the bathroom more, like urinate.
Well, he did some training there too, but
I don't get how people do that. Go hours without using the bathroom.
I
Sweating.
mean, that's a lot of fluids.
If it's cold, it's much harder to do.
It wasn't, I think a lot of those, the bathrooms cooling based on.
Besides, what's a little bucket to the side of the bike gonna do? Just make sure it's not in the live stream.
And on the bike like the pros.
So, Ufa, you know Kev, right?
Yeah.
You know he's in Mallorca. He spent 7 days in the ICU and now he's in the hospital. 7 ribs broken, 2 punctured lungs, and a broken collarbone.
Oh God.
I think he
Yikes.
won up to your crash, Eric.
I think so.
Yeah.
Who would want
You
to
know,
go to Spain anyway? I mean, the next week is going to be raining all week in Spain. While here, I'm inside today because I can't take another sunny ride here in the mountains.
Trying to.
Justin, where are
It's
you?
been constant California weather here for 2 months now. Gets really boring.
Where are you, Justin?
I'm in Salt Lake City.
Oh, other Justin.
I'm in California. In
Oh, where in California?
San Joaquin Valley. No, San Joaquin County.
Okay.
I shouldn't be telling you, but it's windy in the afternoon, and it's hot.
Fine, Kev. I'll give you a towel whip for being in the hospital since you one-upped Eric's crash in Mallorca. How do you feel now? Is that going to whip your bones back into shape? Is that how it works, Miles? Is that medically
Yeah,
sound?
yep, that's it. Yep. You ready
Trust
to be
me, I
an
know a
ICU?
doctor.
Yeah.
I'm a lifeguard.
Well, I actually crashed myself yesterday. I did a crit on a new course. And with 2 laps to go, I went off the course. I don't even know how that happened, but with like 40 k's an hour. But luckily, there was nothing there in the grass.
I know exactly how you go off course on the crit. I've done it 2 times at speed.
Yeah, but I mean, I did the course before that like 35 times during the crit, and then all of a sudden, there must be 2 seconds where I wasn't concentrating. The pace was.
And all of a sudden, there was a dude on the ground laying prostrate, and you nailed his shoulder and went over your handlebars.
There were nobody on the ground. I just
Okay.
went off course in a curve and into the grass, and I thought, oh, this is gonna end bad, but I just went like 10 meters through very high grass, and then I stopped. But that was the end of my race.
Yeah. Well, you didn't want to get a free lap and then have to sprint from the back of the peloton?
I was so proud of myself that I didn't get dropped. That I was actually cheering when it happened. But well, I was the only one that did not finish.
What about my friend with the Golden State Race Series? He crashed at the finish line because some knucklehead ran into him.
It sounds like every crit I've ever been in.
Right? I was going to say, you've been to a crit without a crash at the finish?
I put in all the work, I get in the right spot, and some dummy wrecks right in front of me. It ruins my finish. That's what made me stop racing crits. I got so frustrated with it.
Can't stand those things. Anyway,
There
we'll
were
do this racing.
There were 2 girls in the B group, and one of the girls won by an inch. That was just fantastic.
Nice.
That's fun. The finishing crash that's still seared into my mind was over in Sacramento at the Folsom Crit, and last corner, it's not even a super sharp corner, less than a 90-degree corner. You can take it at speed as long as you take the right line.
So like 2 degrees, not very sharp at all.
Yeah, a little more than that, but I was, maybe 10th wheel or something, but in a great spot, and all of a sudden I hear, so it's a right-hand turn, and we're most of the way through the turn, and I see the guy up ahead of me. I don't even know how he crashed, but you see it. You see the bike jerk, you hear the sound, and in my mind, what I still remember is he was on the inside of me on the turn. He goes end over end, and his bike is just doing somersaults ahead of me. And as it's bouncing end over end, it's working its way out towards me. So it's like, it starts 15 feet ahead of me and off to my right. But as I'm riding and trying to pass it, it's moving into my lane and trying to catch me. And I'm like, oh boy, can I get around this flying hunk of carbon before it takes me out? And I ended up having to squeeze up against the curb just to miss it. And that was the end of my race.
You told your wife you were trying to keep your eyes on the hunk of carbon?
Yeah. Like it all happens in slow motion.
Hey, Wagz, where are you on the map? What's your position?
Well, I was in the little group just ahead of Eric. Now I'm like 5 meters away from Eric.
16.9 kilometers.
Yep. It's like you're reading my screen, or you're right next to me.
Wait, if Wagz is the leader, why doesn't he have a red chevron?
That's a sweeper. It's classified differently.
But you can still set him up so we know he's leading something.
Nah.
Good, but then he'd have to sweep.
Oh man.
Yeah, screw
Well, what
that.
about yellow? Can you give him another yellow?
Nope, they only choose one
No,
yellow.
you can only do one.
No, there's some rides that have 2 yellows. The redo rides have 2 yellows. I don't know how they do that.
I don't know, maybe there's some configuration on the event side that Zwift can do.
Yeah, I don't know.
Trust me, we don't need 2 cooks in the kitchen. So I got a new CPU, upgraded my PC, confirmed my FPS is great, and then realized Zwift, at least, you know how Intel rebranded their processors? Core Ultra or the Core 3? Something about that has apparently thrown off enablement of video screenshots.
Damn you. Yeah.
I did get a response to my support ticket that said, "Well, yes, we can confirm there was a rebranding name from Intel, and it appears these processors are good enough. I let someone know. Ticket closed." Oh boy.
They basically just gotta add that new. Just gotta add that new CPU name to the list, I guess.
Yeah.
And into
Where
the
was that?
ether it goes.
My Zwift updated this morning. I didn't realize there was a planned update. So
Might as well.
Maybe I just didn't read
There's an update on Tuesday.
Okay, I guess I just haven't read the article yet.
They delayed it by a week, so they went off their 2-week cadence.
There's
was
nothing
last week?
under it. It's not the bikes, right?
It's a giant.
Yeah, there's nothing big in it.
When's the
That's what I
average
figured.
speed? When's the UHD thing coming?
HUD?
Yeah, the whatever. Yeah.
They
I'm waiting
said
for average
spring,
speed.
so I would say by mid-June, but I don't know when.
Summer, that's not
Before that.
spring.
Did they say what year of spring?
June is spring. June's the end of spring.
I mean,
Oh yeah, they didn't say which year.
Yeah, see?
That's true.
We got any juicy inside tips that you found out at your little Zwift headquarters
Yeah.
adventure?
Oh,
Spill the beans, bro.
good heavens. I found myself in some meetings where I thought, do they know I'm here? Because the information they're sharing, they've held very close to the vest in years past. Like, financials.
Am I supposed to be in this chat?
Yeah,
Be sensitive.
it was
It was on
me and
Signal?
yeah, it's on Signal. Shane Miller and I were both there. We were the two outsiders. And we're both kind of looking at each other. But what can I share? I mean, I can share that Zwift is finally profitable, so that's a plus. They actually have a
Besides that-
sustainable business.
Oh,
That's good.
That's because
Yeah,
they
see,
stopped
these
fixing
are-
bugs.
These are all just, planned tweaks, right? There.
Yeah, this is orchestrated.
Yeah.
What can I share? There's a lot of cool stuff coming.
Can you give it all the Nah, I don't want all the details.
One thing I can I can talk about somewhat because it's kind of obvious that Zwift is going there anyway, is with the so they have the fitness tracking going now in the companion app.
Sure.
So they're tracking your outdoor rides, and that's the first step towards having a smart recommendation engine because they know your fitness state on the day.
Yeah.
So now they can say, I mean, the obvious thing is here's a structured workout, but
Is this
They
just
wanna
so
take
they can
that a
say
step
AI
further.
in an email? Is that the only reason they're going after this? Or they can
yes,
say AI in their quarterly earnings that's not public?
they want to take it a step further and do stuff like recommending a particular event that would meet the target, a race, a route, which I think is cool because that's something that other places aren't really doing. I like it when Zwift does particularly Zwifty things. Ooh, coffee break. Well, that's
As long as they block Coco for Justin, I think it's fine.
We recommend Coco because that's all you ever ride. You're so boring.
Dang, try jocks. I dare you.
It wasn't the triple dog dare. I don't get out of bed for anything less than a triple dog dare.
One of Zwift's smaller worlds is going to be expanded in November,
Yorkshire?
so that's good.
Wait. Let me guess. Yorkshire?
Watopia. It's definitely Watopia.
The world has not yet been spoken
But take a guess.
on this stream.
Well, no, do you know yourself?
I do know.
And you
I'm
are
just
not-
saying you guys haven't guessed it yet. So that narrows it down somewhat.
Wait, but I said Chris City and Yorkshire.
Yeah, and you were wrong both times.
New York,
Okay.
Richmond. What was that crappy teaching
It is-
place?
It has now been spoken.
It was New York.
Richmond.
Yeah, but he mentioned all world, so
If it's New York, I'm gonna be
If it's Richmond,
happy.
I never ride in the New York world. My first ride on Zwift was in New York, and I don't think I've ever ridden there since.
I dislike New York really much.
A lot of people do, especially those glass roads, man. They kick my butt.
Yeah,
Is there a flat road on New York? Like,
There is not.
somewhat flat.
Yeah, it's just the land of suffering. Well, what is the LaGuardia Loop is a nice one. That's flat. I'd classify it as flat.
Hey, let's do it for. Nah, I'm just joking. We're not doing it for next Thursday. No way.
You know, I did that wrong. I should have said one world at a time and then let Eric make a statement after each world.
Yeah. I'll cough 3 times.
Make sure you turn your head to the side, though.
Is it
Yeah.
for? Is it
And
for?
don't wear saran wrap.
Yep.
Is it for Tour Watopia? No. Yeah.
No.
But I
So
think
it will be before.
Well, seems like you got some good physical rides in with him.
Yeah, you know, Long Beach isn't great for riding. There's one route going south. You can go north, but you've got like 10 miles of crap to get through.
Yeah.
So we kind of rode the same thing every time, which is
So you
fine.
can
I was
go-
mostly just wanting to ride with the Watopians.
What about the
There's
hill?
there's this guy who works for Zwift. He's what is he? I believe he's a developer, not a game developer, but I don't know. I'm not sure what he does, but his name is Tim Maytom, younger guy. Every time I've ever seen him, because he was at Mallorca as well, he's on a gravel bike. Big guy, like fairly tall. That guy is a freaking tractor. So I rode with him most of the rides I did. He was there. And my goal was just to hold his wheel. So we're chugging along at like 40 kph plus. He's on the front doing 400 watt intervals for like 8 to 10 minutes. It was crazy. And
beast.
a couple of rides into it, another Watopian who's with us, his name's Nick Kalkunis. Really cool guy he's from the East Coast. He's one of the key like project managers at Zwift. Like he oversaw Zwift Racing Score and the fitness tracker thing. Anyway, he said, he goes, "Oh, did you know Tim was a Division I rower in college?" Because I was trying to figure out the guy. I mean, he's got such a big engine, but he's also got gigantic shoulders. Like he doesn't look like a normal cyclist. Oh, that
giving
makes
me
sense.
Jason Osborne vibes.
Yeah, except his shoulders are bigger. He's bigger than Osborne, I think. Osborne does have the build, but Osborne's a smaller guy. This guy's just gigantic. Anyway, it was fun.
He's a Bigfoot.
The highlight of my riding week was we rode out. One day we rode out to a park where they do a crit. So it's got like a 5-minute lap on it. And did a couple of hot laps. And I didn't know where the finish line was, and I was on Tim's wheel. And we both mistimed the finish. But then we kept going and just took a hot lap together. And I pulled on the front for about the first, probably 2/3 of the lap. I was on the front just like killing myself, trying to impress him, basically. And when I eased up for him to come around, he came around, but he came around a little bit slower than I thought he would. And at the end, he's like, "I wasn't sure if I'd be able to get around you. I was on the limit." It reminded me of tiny races. Yes, I made Tim work. But man, that guy's strong.
Hang up your bike. You can retire now.
Yeah, I felt good. My legs finally came back too because they were trashed the week before after 2 weeks of vacation. But last week I felt like finally got some strength, which was nice.
I thought you were gonna say he was gonna pull up alongside you and say, "All right, let's see what you got."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now let's push it now. Yeah.
Did I tell you the story of that phrase when it actually came out in the ride I was on?
No.
I was in Boise with Eric Denny and Chris Haskell, and there was a KOM we were going to try to get. The plan was Chris Haskell start the train, and then Eric, and then I'd pop off and try to get the KOM. And so we knew we had to go into it like 35 miles an hour, very fast. And Chris Haskell's on the front, Eric and I behind. And I don't remember how fast we were going, not fast enough. And Eric goes, "All right, let's see what you got." And Chris just like turns around and his face is just, he's just spent. Like he's been like already spent. And we're like, "Oh, better go now, Eric."
Yeah, that's a bad feeling.
Don't worry, we got the KOM, but I think we've since lost it. Forget. And no, I will not tell you where nor the name. I'm sure if you went on my Strava page, you could probably find it. The other fun segment KOM thing to do is create random segments after your ride that you think nobody would do. And you get the KOM. And then eventually one of your biking buddies will ride through it and be like, "What?" And so it's like this game of trying to hide KOMs from each other. They're super easy to get.
Speaking of segments, I was walking home from school yesterday. I took the bus and found out, oh, I forgot to stop my Strava midway through the bus ride.
Uh-oh.
I'm like, great.
Gotta go trim that activity.
Because I'll flag that business all day long.
Question is, do you ride faster than the bus?
I can sit behind and draft.
Les intestines.
Sacre Bleu! Les intestines!
Attack the Tadej Pogacar with the
System down and trying to pay rent. I gotta work it out, but it ain't that easy. Work 9 to 5, can't sleep at night. My money's all spent. I do anything and I go crazy.
Come on, guys, steer in the curves.
Miss the days when I was 18. Whoa, wish that I could turn back time. Whoa, take me back, please someone save me.
I mean, unknown rider's not wrong.
Yep, it's true. Anybody else feel that way about dreams? Someone's like, "Can I tell you about a dream I had?"
Here's a dream.
This is so
Don't tell
boring.
me about it if I was in it, because that's creepy.
Yeah,
The dream that
and if I'm not in it, that's boring.
Nah.
How about, okay, here's one for all you husbands out there. How many times has your wife woken up angry at you because of what you did in a dream?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes. That's always fun. Like, how do you get out of that? Sorry?
Dreams don't evolve out of nothing, so there's probably
I
something
think you
behind
install a camera in your bedroom to record the proof that you weren't doing that. Try that. Let me see how that goes.
Just don't point it at the.
Well, it's like last night, my wife woke me up at like midnight by smacking me and goes, "Hey, did you turn off the internet?" Yes, in my sleep, I turned off the internet. So I pull up the Unified controller. I'm like, "It's an internet outage. Go to bed." I was like, "Good lord."
Get off Instagram, woman.
Yeah.
Get some sleep.
I was like, if you really need internet, just switch over to cellular and carry on. Good lord.
Get the Bible.
Switch off the whole internet cell is not going to help you.
But I won't lie, my only thought process as I was going to bed is like, the internet better be up before the ride tomorrow.
It better be.
So he ordered a Starlink in the meantime last night and had it arrive in 2 hours to make sure he'd have internet.
What I end up, we've actually had, I can't remember what ride I was on, but it was a weekend. So it was one of my longer rides, and like 30 minutes in, there was a power outage. But it was a big enough power outage that actually killed the internet too. Because all my network gear is on UPS, but it killed the upstream. So I was like, well, this sucks. Well, pulled out the Goal Zero Yeti, hooked it up to the trainer, and then just went to iPad and used my work's hotspot and continued to ride.
If I have a
The only
power
downside was no fans, but since I have the F-150 power boost, I just ran the extension cord from my truck to my fans, and I still had fans. It was great.
When PG&E was
Finally.
doing the rolling power outages several summers ago, I made the mistake of Zwifting using my generator and somehow fried my kicker.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's kind of odd because the kicker is DC, so that's really odd.
Yeah, the resistance there's no brake on it anymore.
Yeah. I was
Full
hard
gas
time
all the time.
doing that because
Like a true
the
cyclist.
kicker is DC, so yeah.
What are you saying the kicker is?
It's 12 volt or something, so you have a power supply in between, and if that power supply fails, you just get 0 volts out of it.
Maybe, assuming it was designed well. Maybe you get straight 120 AC. Maybe that's the problem.
Not gonna kill anything. That's still low voltage.
Exactly.
Yeah, so our family does a lot of cruises, and this 2 cruises ago, I decided that I would try to bring like this DeWalt battery fan, and it uses the DeWalt batteries from like the drills, the power tools and stuff. So it's like a very proprietary battery charger, right? So
Wait, you had lots of
our,
DeWalt batteries laying around, and you're a Zwifter?
no.
I'm not surprised.
No. Yeah. No. So I bring this fan with me on the cruises now, and it makes riding in the gym just like so much better. But so the last cruise we went on was a Disney cruise, and it was one of their older ships, and they only have like 2 120 volt outlets, and the rest are 220s, you know, the European side. So I bring adapters, and who would think it, but the DeWalt battery charger doesn't do 220. So I plugged it into a 220, and it literally caught on fire. Yeah, so I didn't have the fan, and I was sweating pools, but
Because
that's
we
my
don't have
story.
220, we have 240 in Europe. So.
yeah.
So when you're on
That
these cruises, do you
extra
bring, like,
20 that
power
pushed over
pedals?
the edge.
Yeah.
The American system is so dangerous when you hook up an internal generator because of that. You have bondings in the house, and you have 2 phases on the generator. It's almost guaranteed that it will go wrong.
Well, you're saying Americans are doing something wrong? No, never.
No, I just say Americans just doing something dangerous, but
That
they're
I
like
believe.
4-5 miles away, so it's not a concern of mine.
We live for danger. We eat danger for
Danger.
breakfast.
But it's the first thing you learn over here is don't bond your house because the transformer is bonded, and that's the security loop.
So, a friend of ours who Zwifts, I'll leave his name anonymous to protect him.
Haha, I know who
Is
it is.
He's at his house. He goes, "Hey, Wagz, can you help me see what's wrong with my computer?" Oh boy. Okay. He wasn't particularly a techno whiz. And I look at it, I'm like, "Yeah, it's not turning on." And he goes, "Yeah. I plugged it in once. All the lights turned on. When they turned off," I'm like, "Okay." He goes, "Well, and also, I was downstairs. My laptop charger was all the way upstairs. I was too lazy to get it. But the charger for my Dyson vacuum was right next to the couch. And it fit inside the port." I said, "You're getting a new laptop, buddy."
Congrats.
If it fits,
Okay,
use it.
ride ETA. 2 hours, 36 seconds. Or 36 minutes and 36 seconds. If we keep the current pace.
Thank you.
Awesome. So, I had a metronome I bought. And then one day, when I first bought it, it had that, like the Wahoo kicker, we had that plug. So it was the opposite. I grabbed the plug to plug it in. It was supposed to be, I think, minus on the inside, plus on the outside. I plugged in the plus on the outside, minus on, plus on the inside, minus on the outside, whatever you call it. The wrong one. Flipped one. And then it just caught on fire and stopped working.
Whoopsies.
So don't be like me.
Nope, gotta jump off Discord for a bit. I'll jump back on later.
We still need to make a sponsored by Dyson kit for that friend of mine. Let him never forget. Although I'm quite
An
positive
interesting.
he came to team camp and somebody gifted him a laptop charger when he came to team camp. They just went to like the local whatever secondhand store. Anyways, he thought it was hilarious. Sorry, go ahead, Eric.
I was going to say something strange is happening with my virtual shifting currently, just on this ride, where it's lagging. So I shift, and it shows the change on screen right away, but it takes like 5 to 10 seconds
Probably
for
a
it to kick in on the
simulator.
trainer. SRAM simulator. Yes.
With the Shimano simulator.
Nah, SRAM's slower.
Neither.
More accurate, I guess. I don't know. I never rode. Shimano doesn't make sense to me. It's still wired. What's the advantage? I don't get it.
It's Shimano, and I don't understand why either.
Welcome, Andy. Welcome, Katie, to the live stream. Having a good time. Ooh.
Never shared. I bought a bike from the Canyon store. Canyon, not the Aero. I was trying to do things. It came in. You best bet the TSA and UPS messed up the paint job on the down tube. And then secondly, I go to email them about the I want an oval drag clamp for the saddle, and they never respond.
I thought they were going to respond and offer to service it, and you had to pay tariffs, both shipping it back and when they both ways.
Yeah, 2 ways, yeah.
That's what I thought. Did you hear about Rotor? Rotor's closing because of the tariff in Utah. There's Utah.
I think a lot of places are going to close if this drags on very long.
Yeah, I know. Stilka launched a product that they're not selling in the U.S.
Yeah, saw that.
And then freaking Trump wants to open Alcatraz. Like, what's your motive over there?
You can't make it up, folks.
Like,
Somehow we all
I can't
voted for him
make
in some weird
I
indirect
can't.
way.
Well, what's weird to me is like, you know, sometimes you'll see something and you're like, oh, that's evidently fake or that can't be real, and you don't even bother and you just move on with your day. The other day, I saw something that was just seemed outrageously stupid in no way possible, and I'm like, hang on, I might actually need to Google this to find out. And it was true. I was like, oh, son of a...
Yeah, that's where we're at this point.
Exactly.
I can't believe
Go-
what I'm seeing.
Google it, it might be true.
Andy Lawton says, no, we didn't all vote for him. Andy.
Yeah.
Wait,
did
you
not
can't
vote.
vote yet,
I didn't.
Andy? I know, I'm just teasing you. Although somebody was telling me recently that, like, they were, I forget what country they were from. They didn't have dual citizenship. They couldn't vote, but they could get a concealed carry permit. You can't vote, but you can have a gun. Welcome to America.
Hey, caramba.
And I think if you're democratic minded, you cannot weigh it off that you didn't vote for him. You have to accept that you're a citizen, and that's the result, and you're part of the blame, in my opinion, if you're democratic minded.
Sacre,
Andy
Bleu,
confirmed.
another sprint.
He had a firearm and a concealed carry weapon before he was a citizen. There you go. See? That'll make it up.
Hey,
That
in
seems
Canada,
so logical.
I had a
Well,
concealed
anyway,
weapon when I first entered the country.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the militias in 17 something didn't have a citizenship either in the British Empire. So.
Hey, I modified my car, but I modified it in Canada. My license plate. I live in Canada. I just imported it. I drove
Keep
it down to
forgetting to use all
California.
these stinking power-ups that we keep getting.
I know.
I mean, I'm
Same
not
here.
complaining. It's just a lot on this course.
How's my ADHD supposed to pay attention to anything?
Well, now they got sauce. There's just data everywhere. I'm like, yeah, nerding out over here.
Looks like there's 20 arches in a lap.
That's quite a few.
So that means we'll be close to 30 power-ups.
When
Right
I
into
keep
this.
on I got like the iPad next to me, watching the list of everyone. You know, checking out everyone's wattage and your battery status and heart rate.
How did you know I'm using batteries? I thought I had the video loop to make it look like I wasn't using my Makita.
Alright, I'm just joking, but like, do I really want to share my data?
It's actually quite
No.
intriguing how much data Soft can actually pull.
Like, you can also unfollow.
That's
I accidentally
impressive.
unfollowed my friends on the app.
Well, they're just
Crazy.
picking off UDP packets between the client and the server.
When will
Yeah, I mean, it's-
implement all of that? When will we get all the
None of
drafting?
the calculators. I guess to me it's amazing that some of the data that we're getting about other athletes, like why is that data even being sent to us?
Marital status, number of children, their
When they got married.
AGI on last year's tax return. Wait, what?
My W-2 form? My W-4 form?
Well, it's like what? I mean, technically, like I'm actually kind of confused. Like, why? I mean, I'm not complaining here, but why does Lyft need to send me what Eric's heart rate is right now?
Like,
mean,
I
that
don't
would
even
be
know.
the-
Why would they need to conceal it? I mean, that's the way you think in an open society.
No,
I mean, I'm not saying I'm not trying to conceal it, but like, why do I need to know Eric's heart rate?
Why does your
then I
CPU need to
get-
process that and throw it on the floor?
Exactly.
and then sometimes I
Really,
get
Lyft
jealous.
need to say, where do I need to put Eric's avatar on my screen?
It's
And
like,
we wonder why the
crossing the
game is
line
CPU
first.
bound.
and then the other question is, and then I read that, and then I get jealous. I'm like, the bigger guys are doing full watts per kilo, or doing the B-cat ride, and then their average heart rate like under 130.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It's nice to see that data the other day when I was finishing a ride, and I could tell that me and these like three other guys were kind of. You could tell us razzing each other the last 10 kilometers. I was like, man, I really just want to beat them in the sprint. But I didn't know, like, should I go for like a short sprint, a long sprint, or what? And then I started looking at the data. I was like, oh, all these guys are short sprinters, not long sprinters. So it's like, easily they were like, okay, I need to go for the long diesel mode attack versus the short and hot mini
It gives
sprint.
you their power profile. Looks it up
Yeah,
off
you
the
get
power
their,
or
like,
something.
Yeah, you get there
Yeah,
like
but yeah,
2
yeah,
minutes.
Swift Power Live, when you're racing your Swift Power Live, you can see everybody's numbers.
So between that and like seeing what people's PSF is and like
Back in my
what
day,
that
we
heart
woke
rate
up at
is.
2 a.m., raced against everybody in the world, couldn't see any data, and still won. Uphill both ways.
So last week, it was Saturday was windy, right, Eric? Or here where we are, it's windy.
Yeah, it was
No,
windy.
We canceled our ride, and I go on Strava. I'm gonna use some language. This motherfucker rode at 2:39 a.m. around Livermore.
I mean, it's exciting riding in the dark,
I'm like, and he went climbing too.
or just chase some KOMs when it's windy. You can do that too.
Yeah.
Traveling in the forest in the dark is actually quite fun.
Yeah, it's a cool feeling. It's like you're in a tunnel.
You gotta have some serious light, but it's doable.
Yeah, good light's a good thing. We used to do at nighttime, like in the fall when the times change, we'd do some hammerfest chain gangs in the dark,
Man,
just for the rush of it all. It's pretty
Is Miles
crazy
trying to
riding
get
with
the
like
flyers to work together? That's crazy talk.
it's wild riding with like 8 guys going fast in the dark. Just headlights, just trusting the wheel in front of you. Hoping no deer jump out.
You know, the other day my wife said she needed. Oops.
And the Ansel Grand Fondo one, it was midday. There was a deer, went to just a big peloton, took 2 guys out.
Anyone ever
My
been
wife-
chased by a herd of cows before?
Herd of towels?
Cows. Like, cows.
Oh,
I've got a cow. I have a cow story, but I wasn't chased by it. What's your
Yeah,
story?
there's back when I lived in Idaho,
Yes,
open
the cow
grain
tipping.
land, and there was always this one ride up. What's that mountain? Can't remember now. Mount Harrison, and it's open rangeland, and the cows just hang out on the road. I rode past them. They got pissed off and started to stampede after me. Not fun. On a flat, you can outrun a cow easy. Uphill, man, those little buggers can.
Yeah,
I won't lie.
strong.
My dinner that night was purposely a big old T-bone just to pay back.
Yes. So
No,
I
curious, so they stop when they approach you. But if it's a lone bull, especially a young one, then you should run for your life.
went on a solo ride one time. We were camping up in the redwoods. I went out on my bike up in they call it the Lost Coast area of very top of California along the coast, and I ended up on a gravel road on this gigantic ranch, and there were signs all over that said like no trespassing sort of stuff, but there really wasn't anywhere else, any other way for me to get back home. So I'm riding it anyway. And on this one little stretch, it's a slightly uphill, pretty straight gravel road. Fairly, I mean, like a decently wide road. I would say wider than a single car width, but not quite a double lane gravel road. And I hear this rustling off to my left, the sound of something going through the bushes. And it was like a cattle ranch, like I'd seen cattle around, and I hear this sound up ahead, and I keep riding, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, because the road was kind of elevated above the ground that was next to it, this cow jumps from invisibility on the left-hand side of the road, jumps entirely over the road, and lands on the other side. It was the craziest thing. Like the most athletic cow move I'd ever seen. And he was only 15 feet ahead of me. Like a studly brush cow.
Have you guys figured out what you're doing for Mother's Day?
Not really. This happens
My
every
wife
year
told
too.
My wife told me she needed more space, so I got her a 4 terabyte hard drive.
Good move.
I thought you meant space as in physical, like body space.
That's the joke.
How can you not have enough space if you live in Utah? I don't get it.
Wide open spaces. Little Dixie Chicks for you there. You're welcome. One of the first popular country bands to feature a banjo, by the way.
We're gonna sing again today, or
Reminded me of
Yeah.
because
Better
Earl
jump on
had to
it.
die. Na, 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 na.
Oh, yes. That's a classic. Yeah.
Hey Eric, how do we private message you if you don't, if we're not or you're not following us?
Well,
I
you
don't think I
have
have
to
to be
slide
following
into
you
his
to
DMs, which
DM me.
requires you to pull a maneuver around a corner. Just lay the bike down and just slide
Yeah.
into his DMs.
I think if you just, in Companion, if you go to my profile, you can click a button to message me.
But only when you're riding.
Oh, that's true. You can only PM someone on Zwift when they're riding. That's for everybody.
Same with
you want to
Strava
message
allows
them
you
at 2 a.m. in the morning, or what?
What the way people get around that for me is they comment on my rides.
Oh
They
yeah.
ask me a random Zwift question, commenting on my activity. The problem is, I think if I reply, I don't think they get a notification that I
unless you
replied.
tag
So,
them.
I remember it being pretty bad.
yeah, I don't
for-
think you can tag in Zwift Companion. There isn't any tagging. That's one of the many issues with its messaging.
Yeah. So we can't miss. Well, we can.
Strava's better.
But we,
It at least
but you
lets you
have to be
tag.
following us to DM you.
Not on. Oh, well, I don't know about Strava with DMs. I know on, like, if you comment on a ride on Strava, you can tag me even if I'm not
Yeah.
following you.
Yeah. You could do that. But there's a private message on
Yeah.
Strava. You need to be
Yeah,
following.
that's true. Email. I'm an email guy.
Wait, but I consider you as a friend.
Email him
Not
at
some
Eric@notadomain.com.
No reply at zwiftinsider.com.
If this guy don't reply, then he's not a genuine friend. He's a fake avatar.
Eric.min@zwift.com.
Dude, Eric Min replied right over.
James.bailey@zwift.com.
Yep.
Hey, can we get James back?
It's up to him. He's still got health issues going on.
Oh man,
It's a bummer.
bummer. Yeah, I didn't know he had health issues.
Yeah, he doesn't know. They can't figure out what's going on. He's got like shortness of breath.
Oh god.
Not sure if it's a heart issue. They're doing ECGs and stuff. I was just messaging him
No.
yesterday.
No.
He doesn't know what it is.
I get shortness of breath every time I see you on Discord. Is that what he's talking about?
It might be.
Oh crap. Hang down.
Take my breath away. Bum bum. Bum bum bum.
Should I play some music? You guys want to hear some entertainment?
No. No, thank you.
Get in the group. Come on.
Hey, Wagner getting dropped. I saw that.
That's a very fast answer to the question.
Hey,
Grab my
Wag,
chain.
I saw you. I'm not gonna let you catch up.
Oh great.
We have to send somebody
Now
back
my
for Wag.
chain is skipping.
They need a good link.
That's not good.
Hey, let's ease up for him, Eric.
No, I'm in.
There you go.
Problem is, every revolution, my chain's skipping.
Time for a coffee stop and adjustment.
You got too strong, Wagz.
Yeah, you're too strong.
All that cocoa.
All that cocoa. Cocoa.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at
Coffee,
this.
use your coffee, Wagz. Please. Use your coffee.
It's already gone. Oh, crap. I twisted the chain and
What'd you
tried
do?
to jam it back on.
That's what she said.
You bent it?
You want to hear about my chain rotation system, Wagz, the one you're working?
Okay, coming up on another time check in about 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, we'll be
bet?
right at
You
240.
Anyone bet? I say 240.
No, it's not going to be that much.
240? 236, I think.
Okay, 239.
I'll take that.
I'm going to say 236 in that neighborhood. We'll see.
Hopefully I have a
236
chain.
going once. 236 going twice.
You know, Wags, you could just tell us that you're tired and don't want to ride. You don't have to make up mechanical.
He can't hear us. Or maybe he can.
I can
You
hear
can't, just
you
choosing
can't
to
hear
ignore
me.
us.
Speaking of mechanicals, I know Zwift was saying, like, really no maintenance needed on the Zwift frame. But I'm over, let's see, I'm over 16,000 kilometers on it now, so
Wow.
I'm thinking,
I think a little lube might be okay.
yeah, it still sounds good.
Yeah.
I occasionally get a weird chain pop out of it, but
Guess how many Zwift rides Zwift has sold? That's a number I saw last week.
ooh, that actually is an
1.5
interesting
million.
number.
Let's everybody pick a number and I'll tell you who was closest.
Hey,
Pick a number
1.1
between.
mil.
That's a bit high considering Zwift has about 1 million subscribers.
I'm gonna say
So-
120,000. That seems high, but
It does seem high.
40,000.
I'm gonna go 50,000.
Justin's the closest with his 50,000 guess.
huh?
A little
Oh, I thought you
more
were
than
going to say
that.
my
but-
guess of 0 was the closest.
Oh, no, sorry. Other Justin.
I honestly thought a lot more people would have it. Even for the people that like already have a kicker and using a bike, just for the fact of to have something that's always on the trainer, so you don't have to put your real bike on the trainer.
Yeah, but consider this. That's basically 1 out of every 15 Zwifters has one now, and that's
Okay.
it's only been for sale for less than a year.
Okay.
So seems pretty decent for a $1,200 product.
That's
$1,300.
pretty good.
I mean, like I said in last week, I mean, it's what got me back into biking. So I will be a Zwift frame fanboy for life.
And if you look at the total number of trainers sold, like from other companies and stuff, it's a really big percentage of those. There's not a lot of new trainers being sold.
In the end, this software company got profitable by selling hardware.
Yeah.
That's not
I'm not
usually
sure
the
that they.
case.
I'm not sure they did. Like, I don't think they're making a ton off of that. It's really, they got profitable by right-sizing the business and by raising subscription rates.
And this Tron bike that they were.
By chance, did they break down the sales of how many were sold as the whole package versus just the frame?
They didn't. I'd be curious about the same.
Well, gentlemen, I have over-prepared for chains on my outdoor bike and under-prepared for chains on my Zwift bike. I have no chain. I have no Shimano chain.
Very sad.
Amateur.
Do you wax? Do you wax your chain?
Personal question. No.
He waxes his chest.
He went to Brazil earlier this year, so maybe.
Yeah. Buy some of
You need
that
to buy a new
Brazilian
chain,
wax.
too.
Oh boy.
I found out I was using a wax version of a China Fit Dura-Ace chain the whole time. Which explains why it cost me $20 on Walmart.
Oops, I didn't look at the
Shouldn't you-
clock when we hit 50K.
Shouldn't you be able to run a SRAM chain on a Shimano setup? I mean, it's not intended, but
Yeah?
same
Well,
version.
it's a 12-speed SRAM, 11-speed Shimano.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
yeah.
wanna risk it.
Okay, that's not gonna work.
You can run 12 speed on 11 speed, but you can't run 11 speed on 12 speed.
I'm just saying, my Zwift frame doesn't have an issue there, Wags. Just saying.
It would. Still has a chain. You need this. You need the Wahoo bike that has no chain at all.
Yeah.
What about the Elite bike?
My and plus injector doesn't have
The
a chain.
ugliest bike ever.
The square?
And it's a little
It's
weird
like-
looking.
It's like Nissan with the cube.
It's like a clothes hanger.
Okay, I wonder if I can. I wonder if you guys can. I took a picture. This is going to be. Let's see if it'll show on my camera if I put this close enough.
Hey, Eric, did they,
No,
by
you
chance,
can't see
say
that.
Oh, I see it.
how many,
See where it's twisted?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that doesn't look good.
Oh, no.
Eric, by chance, did they discuss
But
how
magic
many...
link will fix it or not? Don't you have a magic link?
No, because of course the magic. Probably not. Because I only keep.
I have a
magic
magic
for all
link
of
in my saddlebag. You can have.
the- Oh boy.
You want me to send you any links?
Yeah, Andy already made that joke. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Alrighty, guys. I'm gonna have to call it early today. Bummer.
All right, man.
No pizza
Okay.
for you.
Yeah.
Hey, Wags,
What's up?
are you running 11 speed?
So, Eric, by chance, did they say
No, I'm riding 11 speed.
Okay.
how many of the Zwift frames they had issues
Sorry.
with? Because, I mean, if you look on Facebook, everyone's had an issue with it, but, you know, people
Yeah.
always complain, but never...
They didn't
sell
say
it.
they didn't even mention
Sorry.
that in it. So my guess is it's not a significant enough issue.
Yeah. I think that's kind of the case with all products. The people that have issues complain 100% of the time,